All right, now in this one, we're going to be talking about Bill Belichick because there is some chatter on Twitter specifically thinking that Bill Belichick is sabotaging Mac Jones. So before we get into this, make sure you like this video and hit the subscribe button on this channel for more New England Patriots news. Now, we're going to see what this article is talking about before I get into it. I believe this is really going to talk about a lot of people thinking about last season. You know, Mac Jones getting hurt, not playing up to par, and Bill Belichick basically surrounding him with absolutely nothing. Matt Patricia, a defensive coordinator, was calling offensive plays for the first time in his career. Joe Judge was the quarterback's coach after he failed miserably with Daniel Jones, and so on and so on. We have no number one receiver. You know, we got a bunch of number twos and threes, and the same is for this season, but we actually upgraded our offensive coordinator to a proven name in Bill O'Brien. So this year is a prove it year for Mac Jones, and I believe it also is a prove it year for Bill Belichick. Then that's not something that's really being talked about this season, but we're going to talk about it a little bit as we go on throughout the season. So let's see what this particular situation is. Now, we all know we're coming off of losing DeAndre Hopkins to the Tennessee Titans. I said that was going to happen. But let's see what this article is talking about. It says, now you would think after a poor season from Jones that Belichick will look to surround him with more talent, but he has ultimately failed to do so. The failure to sign Hopkins highlights that Bill Belichick is once again setting his quarterback up to fail. This is an opinion piece, y'all, so bear with me as I read this. The Patriots continue to do the opposite of what every other team with a young quarterback has done, which is to give them stud number one receiver. It makes no sense why Belichick continues to be cheap, and thinks he can win with below average talent. Does he want to sign up for a third losing season in the last 4 years? And this person here, Luke Whitehouse, says, he tweets, so Bill sees Hurts, Allen, and Burrow take the next step with a wide receiver one, and says, nah, Matt would do just as good with these bums. Now, the difference between Jalen Hurts, Josh Allen, and Joe Burrow is that they are all stud quarterbacks. They are franchise guys. They solidified it and proved it. So the reason why they got their number one options to be able to take that next step is because they proved that they were the answer. Mac Jones has not proven that he is the answer and the franchise quarterback. He's a good quarterback. I think he's underrated, and a lot of people are not giving him the credit he deserves, but he is not a franchise guy. He hasn't proven that yet. But Bill Belichick still should have been able to put a number one receiver in front of him to give him a shot at being the franchise quarterback. And that's where Bill Belichick has failed, and he has done that throughout his entire career. He doesn't really go out there and get the names and the superstar athletes. And not a lot of them don't really want to come here in free agency, but at least you got to try. You got to swing the bat a few times. So Evan Lazar tweets, he says, you guys know my feelings on Hopkins. This is a miss for the Patriots on a guy who could have really changed the complexion of next season. Now up to Juju, Parker, Bourne, Thornton, and two tight ends making the passing offense work. We can make it work, but I've also stated in a few videos ago that the days of Bill Belichick pulling supreme effort out of all these not up to par guys, these tier 2 guys, those days are over. He's not going to be able to continue to do that. Now you have to start getting some names. So what do you guys think about this? Is Bill Belichick sabotaging Mac Jones and his stint? Does he want Mac Jones? Do you believe there's some, ill feelings there? Hit the subscribe button. Let me know in the comments below what do you think about this particular story, and I will see you in the next clip.